Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padre gang. Yeah, that.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Talking Friars pregame show. I'm your host, Ben Fadden. Let me change that overlay. There we go. Uh, an exciting series this weekend. Padres and the Dodgers. Tony Gonsolin on the mound for the Dodgers today, and Shamanaya is on the mound for the Padres. Obviously, the pitching matchup is not the big thing that we're going to be interested in. That might be the deciding factor in who wins this series, but obviously, what we're interested in is the starting lineups. We'll get to the pregame show and all that, but news that just came down from Kevin Acee, Fernando Tatis Jr. He took live BP at Dodger Stadium today, and he had a locker there. His locker is now cleared out, and he is heading on a rehab assignment. He has already headed out, it looks like, on a rehab assignment. I think it's to San Antonio in Double-A. So that is great news right out of the gate here. And who knows how long that rehab assignment's going to be? Will it be a week? Will it be a couple games? Who knows? Because it is Fernando, right? Like, do they have a set number of at-bats, or is it just going to be a feel thing? If once Fernando thinks that he's going to be good, then boom, he'll just get sent up to the big leagues and go help the Padres. Will he be available to come and be in the lineup when the Padres come back home on Monday against the Giants, Monday or Tuesday? Hopefully it's one of those games. I think the more likely thing that's going to happen is he joins the team in Washington ahead of Juan Soto's return to DC. So Tatis would get like a full week of at-bats in the minor leagues. I feel like that's the more likely scenario. But, I mean, him heading out there on a rehab assignment, that is obviously great news. Hi, Glorianne. I see you in the chat there. Um, he's been hitting home runs in these live BP sessions. He's looked good in the field. He looks like himself. And so that is great news, obviously, for all Padres fans and for just baseball fans in general. Maybe if you're not like a Braves or a Cardinals or a Phillies fan or anyone that's fighting for like the wild card, because your chances just got even lower to be, ahead of the Padres in the standings when that ends. But hey, you have probably like a week left before Fernando comes back. And that atmosphere at Petco, like we saw on Wednesday night for Soto's debut and Drury and Bell and, all of their debuts, it's probably going to be the same electric atmosphere sold out when Tatis returns in his first game, assuming that it's a night game, right? Or it's on the weekend. Because obviously like a Wednesday day game, you're not going to get a sellout just because fans work. Soto's second game. I'm sure that there were a lot of fans that wanted to go to that game, but they couldn't because they were working, But yeah, Kevin Acee, 4 minutes ago, a couple hours after Tatis took live BP, his locker in the visitors' clubhouse is empty. He has left to begin his rehab assignment. I think that it's in Double-A. I know I probably already said that. I think it's in Double-A. Yeah, Wolfpack here goes 5 for 5 with 5 home runs and starts tomorrow. Yeah, no. I think it's going to be at least a few games. I think the least amount of games it's going to be is probably through this weekend. So, like 3. I don't know how many games he'll be playing in. If it's back to back to back, or if they're going to DH. I don't know if they have a DH in the minors. They probably do because Major League Baseball is a DH now. So does he DH a game in the middle there and play short the next 2 games? Does he play in center field? So we're all going to be interested to see what positions he's playing, obviously how he's doing. I'm not really worried about the results. I just want him to stay healthy, get, a lot of at-bats in, get his timing down and all that, which it seems like it's down in live BP. But maybe a minor league game situation is different in terms just for him, his timing and all that. And then playing 9 innings in the field. Doesn't seem like he's done that, obviously, because he hasn't been playing in rehab games. So I think that's what they're probably looking for. If we're the Padres front office, that's probably what we're looking at. And I think he's going to get called up when he feels like he's ready, kind of like Will Myers. The Padres are going to try to take it slow probably with Tatis because you want him to play the rest of the year without any injuries, at least injuries that you can control. Like, you don't want another wrist injury happening. That's what I mean by that. It seems like his conditioning's really well because he's been running this whole time, even when he couldn't throw or catch or swing. So his conditioning should be fine. But I have heard in the past in, like, interviews with players and all that, like, standing for 9 innings, with cleats on, it is different, and you do have to have a few games, out there to get used to that or get used to that again. But that is good news to start off this show here. Chip Rocks thinks Tatis will come back during the homestand. Well, that next homestand is only, what, 3 games? That Giants series, so that's not very long. That's less than a week that Tatis would have in rehab games. I would think that it wouldn't be against the Giants, but it is Fernando, so who knows? Maybe he's I don't know. He probably will be like, "Hey, I wanna go back for the Giants series at home," but maybe the Padres, shield him from that and just wanna protect him. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you talk about the front office not wanting to blow the chance to capitalize on the revenue. Well, guess what? Would you rather try to go win a wor would you rather have the best chance at winning a World Series, or would you rather have Tatis be brought back, um, early and then go hurt himself? And then your chances of winning the World Series are much lower, you know? Like, even without Fernando, they sold out Wednesday night. On a night game without Fernando, it would still probably be a sellout or close to a sellout on Monday and Tuesday. I forget if Wednesday's a night game or not. It's probably a day game. Like, those are gonna be close to sellouts anyway. Like, the Padres, they should be they're focused on winning, obviously, with the moves that they made on the trade deadline. They know that with the winning moves that they've made, the revenue will come. So, no, Bob Melvin, Preller, they're not focused on revenue. They're focused on having Tatis come back healthy. So I disagree with that. All right. Again, if you want to support the channel, or not again, this is the first time I've said it on this pregame show. If you want to support the channel, you can use the super chat button. On regular videos, there's the super thanks button. I put out a hype video today that I was working on for about 3 hours. It took longer than I expected. Post deadline hype video on this YouTube channel if you want to check that out. It's like 5 minutes long. The shorter version's on Twitter and Instagram. So I encourage you to check that out, and I appreciate all the support. If you want to be a part of the show, you can dial the voicemail number 619-335-5770 to be featured in an upcoming episode. You can follow the social media channels at Talking Friars on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. By the way, I do have a partnership that I just started today. I wore a shirt to the game on Wednesday for Soto's debut saying AJ Preller is a legend, that my mom made. And Breaking Tea, the shirt company, some Padre players have worn some of their shirts on the field and stuff. They reached out and they are partnering with me, and they are selling that shirt online. So if you go to breakingtea.com/talkingfriars, you can purchase that t-shirt right there. And so that's a cool partnership that I'm going on with them. I'm excited about that. So if you want to support AJ for all these great moves that he made at this deadline, and he has constructed this team to be a World Series contender, that's just what he's done. I know Seidler's a legend too, but that's just the shirt idea that I made. And then Breaking Tea replicated that. So if you want to go buy one, feel free. BreakingTea.com/talkingfriars. That happened today. So a lot of stuff is going on. I already talked about Tatis. Tonight's game's at 7:10. Again, Manaea and Gonsolin is the pitching matchup. The Dodgers are 72-33. Padres are 61-47. Obviously, the division is out of reach, even with the additions that the Padres have made. I think they're like 11.5 games back, last time I checked, of the Dodgers in the division. What the Padres are trying to do is make a statement here that they are at the same level as the Dodgers, even without Fernando. And when they get Fernando back, maybe they're even better than the Dodgers. Their lineups, I think, stack up really well against each other. It's not like the Dodgers lineup is clearly better than the Padres anymore on paper, I don't think. So it's going to be a really, really great series. The Padres here, they're trying to win games. Dodgers are trying to win games. I think that obviously this series is more important to the Padres just to not just as a message to baseball and to the Dodgers and their fans and all that who still try to say this isn't a rivalry, even though the tickets to tonight's game were the highest priced tickets at Dodger Stadium, I think, this year, maybe over opening day. I saw something about that from a reporter today. I know the Vince Scully thing is tonight, but with all due respect to him, and don't get me wrong, all due respect to Vin, the greatest probably announcer of all time. You know, um, I didn't hear all of the legendary. I wasn't alive during all those, the Bill Buckner play behind the bag and all that stuff. But yeah, he's a legend. But I don't think they have tickets going for what, like $300 or something. Like on StubHub, I saw it was like the cheapest ticket or something, probably over $200 maybe now. Um, that doesn't happen just because they're honoring Vin. I don't think. They see Juan Soto's here. They see this Padres team's for real, and they're going to sell these tickets to make money off of it, right? And I'm sure Padre fans, when the Dodgers come later this year, that same thing's going to happen. But I'm just making that point that the Padres and the Dodger fans care about the Padres. Don't get that twisted. With Shamanai on the mound for the Padres in his last start, thought he pitched pretty good against the Twins. 6 innings, 2 runs. Yeah, he gave up a couple home runs. I think Buxton got him once. Was it Luis Ariz got him? I think that was the other one that got him. But other than that, I mean, a quality start's a quality start, right? 7 strikeouts. You like the walks to be a little bit less, especially he had 3 his last start. You'd like him to be less than that facing the Dodgers lineup. Excuse me. Facing the Dodgers lineup. But, hey, if you give me quality starts every time out, I'm not going to complain, especially with this offense now. Like, sometimes 6 innings, 3 runs wouldn't be enough for previous lineups that this team has had this season. But with the lineup that they have now, I think they can score 3 runs. And Tony Gonsolin, 3 runs or 4 runs, whatever it is. Tony Gonsolin on the other side of things, he's hit a bit of a rough patch as well, kind of like Joe Musgrove. In his last 3 starts, he's given up at least 3 runs in each start, has not gone more than 6 innings. On the 13th of July against the Cardinals, went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs. On the 25th, went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, walked 3, gave up a home run. And at Colorado in his last start on July 31st, went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, gave up a home run. He's given up a home run in 5 straight starts. So maybe the Padres can have some guys on base, and Juan Soto, it's his first home run as a Padre, and it's at Dodger Stadium. That would be one heck of a moment, huh? Gonsolin's definitely gettable. And then, obviously the All-Star game, he got taken deep twice in that 1 inning by Stanton and Buxton. And the Padres have a lot of those guys in the lineup, those all-star power type bats now. They didn't have that many prior to the deadline, and especially the last time they played the Dodgers, where they lost 3 out of 4 at Dodger Stadium, and they were just trying not to get swept. They came back in that 9th inning. I think Hosmer actually played good in that game, right? I think he come up with the game. It might have been the go-ahead single or something in that game, that Sunday day game. He's not on the team anymore, but hey, I'm happy he's not on the team anymore. We got Josh Bell at first, Soto and right, Drury's in the lineup tonight, and that's what we can go over right now. The Padres lineup is out. It looks pretty similar. What is similar? Pretty similar to Wednesday night's lineup. Profar's leading off, is in left, Soto, and then Manny. Manny's DHing. He's not at third base. Brandon Drury's at third. See, this is the type of stuff that Bob Melvin can do now with the lineup because of how much depth he has, all of the options that he has. You can have Brandon Drury. You're confident that he can play a pretty good third base. He has 20 bombs. That's not what Matthew Batten had, and that was pretty much his replacement at third base prior to the deadline. So Manny's DHing, hitting third behind Profar and Soto. Bell is at first, batting fourth. Crony's at second. Brandon, he had the off day yesterday. He had 1 at bat, but had the off day. Brandon Drury batting 6th at third. Trent Grisham's in center, batting 7th. Alfaro is catching, batting 8th. Ha-Seong Kim is batting 9th at short. So the only real differences in this lineup, I think, is 7 through 9. It's the same 3 hitters, but I believe on Wednesday, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Alfaro was hitting 7th, and I think it was Grisham 8th, Kim 9th, I think. And then the Dodgers lineup, Betts, Turner, Freeman, Smith, Taylor, Hansel Alberto's at third instead of Justin Turner. Miguel Vargas is DHing, Trace Thompson's in left, and Cody Bellinger's in center. So, I mean, I don't watch the Dodgers every day, but if you're just looking at that lineup, I'd take the Padres lineup tonight over the Dodgers. Hansel Alberto, no, I'm good. I'll take the Padres 6-hitter over him. Maybe this will bite me in the butt and Alberto will hit a home run tonight, but I'm just looking at it with the eye test right now. Miguel Vargas DHing. It says he's hitting 500, but I assume that's a small sample size. I'll take our DH, Manny Machado, over their DH. Trace Thompson in left field. I'll take Profar. Cody Bellinger's batting 203 this year in center field. Grisham, yeah, I know he has a lower batting average than Bellinger, but he's been hitting better as of late. I'd take this lineup, you know. Chris Taylor, I'd take Crony over him. Yeah, Will Smith probably over Alfaro, but Josh Bell and Freddie Freeman, they're actually pretty close this year. Both are hitting over 300. Bell has pretty much the same amount of home runs. Yeah, maybe you take Trey Turner over Ha-Seong Kim in terms of offense, but I'd take Soto over Betts. And you don't really take as many. I mean, if you go around the league, right, you look at right fielders, you're pretty much picking Mookie Betts every time out against any team in a lineup if you're just comparing the lineups. But we have Juan Soto now. So, no, I'm not picking Mookie. Juan Soto is probably the best hitter in baseball, and so I'm going with him. I like the Padres lineup tonight over the Dodgers. But again, it's probably going to come down to the pitching, right? We saw it yesterday. Musgrove didn't pitch great, gave up 6 runs. And what happened? The Padres lost. And the offense scored, what, 3 runs? Which is, it's not 9 runs like they scored on Wednesday, but it's still a good amount of runs, right? Musgrove is working through his delivery. It's kind of inconsistent. That's what he said post-game in the locker room yesterday, or the clubhouse after the game. According to reporters, I was watching Marty Caswell's video. That's what he said, and I think that the delivery will get more consistent. I know I'm not really talking about the game today now. I was just talking about Musgrove, but that just made me think of that. How about Grisham? Blackwell says. What do you mean? What about Grisham? I think he's playing better. He is, what did I say? He's batting like 8th tonight? Or 7th? Alfaro's batting 8th? Yeah, focus on the wild card. I agree with that, Wolfpack. Oh, okay. Zoom's going to be up till the wee hours in the morning watching it on TV in New York. I lived that life for months and months and months. So, yeah, I was up till 1, 2 in the morning watching games. It's going to be a fun one. It's not like it's Padres, Rockies without Soto or anything, right? Like, this is a game you're, really looking forward to. And it's a Friday night. Yeah, Vin Scully and Jared Coleman doing play-by-play from above for tonight's game. They were 2 of the best. Blackwell asks, is Tatis going to play short? Yes, I think the majority of the time. He'll play some outfield. That's what Bob Melvin has said. The plan is to give him some outfield time. Because you could put Kim at shortstop. You could put Crony at shortstop, but he's probably going to be playing second base every day, most of the time now. And he likes that. He likes playing second base consistently instead of going back and forth, second and first. Now at first base, you can just go Myers and Bell, who have both been playing good defensively at first base since Bell arrived and since Myers was activated and started playing first base. By the way, for anyone who cares, Hosmer went 0 for 3 yesterday in his Red Sox debut. Of course, it was back in Kansas City, so I'm sure he was happy about that. Myers, Myers is going to get playing time. I think if they're going to give Grisham a day off, Myers will go to right, Soto can go to center, Myers can go play first, and Bell can DH some days. But like if Machado's DHing today, then Myers isn't going to start if they're having Soto, Grisham, Profar in the outfield like they are today. Because then you have Drury at third. Myers isn't going to play short, obviously, not going to play second. And you want Bell in there over Myers probably at first, right? In terms of like in the lineup. So that takes away that DH spot from Myers if Manny's there. So today, I don't think Myers should get the start, just seeing the Manny DHing. Okay, so the bullpen situation, Hader, Garcia, they haven't pitched in at least a couple days. Garcia he's had 3 days off. Martinez and Taylor Scott will probably be down tonight. They both had at least 25 pitches yesterday. Martinez had 37 pitches. But yeah, Chris Matt, Morahone, they're all available tonight. Wilson and Baez are, those are probably the lower leverage situations, but they're big. Hader, Garcia, Chris Matt, Morejon, they're all available tonight, which is great news. And that was probably the Padres' plan going into this series, knowing that they had this weekend series and you want your best relievers available. So the bullpen's in a good situation going in. What to watch for, obviously, is Soto at Dodger Stadium, Bell at Dodger Stadium, Drury at Dodger Stadium. Soto won the home run derby there earlier this year, so he can definitely hit home runs there. He, I believe, has already gone to Dodger Stadium this year in the regular season, playing with the Nationals. And so he'll be making his, third trip there. He was there for the All-Star game and Derby, then with the Nationals, and now with the Padres. So he's probably getting pretty comfortable in that batter's box. So that's a good thing for Padres fans. And seeing how Josh Bell and Drury do, obviously, this is their first game of this Padres-Dodgers rivalry. I know Dodger fans don't want to say it's a rivalry. They say they don't care about the Padres. They're going to keep saying that just so that they feel better about themselves. But let's face it, this is like a playoff. These are going to feel like playoff games. It just is. My Padre pick, I'm going to go with Juan Soto today. I went with Josh Bell yesterday. He got his first hit as a Padre yesterday. I believe it was a single up the middle. I'm 62 or 63. I think it's 63 and 39 so far this season in my Padre pick. So, like I just said, I'm going to go with Juan Soto. Think he has a good day at Dodger Stadium in his debut. Any more questions, any more comments? Again, if you want to support the channel, you can hit that super chat button or the super thanks button in the regular videos. 7:10 is the first pitch. Manaya and Gonsolin. Gonsolin has given up a home run in each of his last 5 outings, so he's gettable, and we'll see if that streak continues for the Padres. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it's not just one home run. Hopefully it is multiple home runs. Blackwall asks, Kim can hit 100-mile-an-hour fastballs now. Should we trade him next year or keep Kim? I think right now, I think they definitely need to keep him. I know the fan base loves him. I think they need to keep him for depth. Tatis is never a guarantee to stay healthy all year, and so they need Kim at short, and especially with C.J. Abrams being traded. Do you want Kim in there, or do you want Eggy Rosario playing second base and Crony playing shortstop? I just feel like the better defense is Manny at third, Kim at short, and I'm saying this with Tatis not there. If he's hurt or like right now, Kim at short, Crony at second, Bell at first, Myers at first, whoever they have at first next year. I think that's better than having Eggy Rosario being starting games. I know they can go get a free agent or whatever, but that's pretty much their depth right now in middle infield. It's Ha-Seong Kim. So I don't think that they will trade him. I don't think they really should trade him right now. Obviously, that situation can change. Well, they have Brandon Drury right now as well, but he doesn't play shortstop really, and he's a free agent at the end of the year. So Kim's pretty much their depth. So no, I would not do that right now. Wolfpack says Grisham's the one that is tradable. Hopefully we can re-sign Profar. Profar has the player option, so maybe he opts back into it, or if he doesn't because he's having a good year, I would think the Padres have the advantage in bringing him back. He's obviously loved by the fan base. Leadoff hitter right now. He has had a great season. He's improved very much defensively. So yeah, hopefully he's back next year as well. And then Grisham, as far as him being tradable, I don't know if he's as tradable anymore because you don't have Estier Ruiz on the roster. You traded him to Milwaukee. You don't have Brent Rooker. I know he doesn't play center, but you don't have him. He's in Kansas City now. You don't have Abrams, right? You can move Tatis to the outfield, but then what if he gets hurt and Grisham's not on the roster, right? You can have Soto go play center, but then who would play right? Myers is a free. They could bring him back. They could bring Mazzara back as well as a bench option, but I think they'd rather have Grisham, to be honest. If he continues to play like this and get his swagger back, I think they'd try not to trade him. Or if they do, then go get back someone that's controllable that can play center field. Or at least the outfield, Wolfpack here says when Tatis is activated, Mazzara probably gets DFA'd. I don't know about that. Matthew Batten's on the roster still. Remember that. If Tatis is up, They'll just send Batten down. Tatis is still primarily an infielder. They'll just send an infielder down and Batten, who's not playing. He's playing in day games or pinch hitting in day games. Like, a lot of fans forget that he's on the roster. I sometimes do, even me. So no, Mazara, I don't think so. He's been playing too well for them not to have him as some bench bat. Yeah, Profar in center, no. He's comfortable in left. Yeah, last year in center, that did not work out great at all. I think Soto, he's played center with the Nationals a little bit. I think they'd put him in center, to be honest, if Grisham's not there or Grisham has an off day or something. If Tatis is healthy, they can put him in center and leave Soto and right, have Kim at short. But if Tatis is at short or whatever, then I think that Soto would be in center, definitely over at Profar. All right, so this is the pregame show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I appreciate the support. If you have not already, I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Daily Padres Content. There's also the podcast platforms for the series reactions, the interviews, all that stuff. You can check that out. And then I'm at Talking Friars on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. On Twitter are the game highlights and stuff. It's going to be an exciting weekend. Padres, Dodgers, game 1 tonight. I'll see you, everybody.